Hi everyone. Well, some of you might remember years ago, like 3 years ago or something, 4, I'm not sure. We've been on this property for 5 years now, but a year or two after we started, well, probably a year after we started anyway, I had grand plans of turning this paddock into planting it up and making it a rainforest. Now, right after I started that, we headed into 2 years of drought, which of course I didn't know was coming, and that pretty much buggered the whole thing. But some trees survived, and there's a couple of bunya pines here somewhere, and some fig trees, so not everything was lost, but we've had all that rain, and the last couple of years, and it's really come back. This was all completely dirt here. I don't even know if the original videos I did are still online. I'll have to have a look, and if they're not, put them up online. So anyway, look, the idea of making this rainforest is probably a bit far-fetched. It's not impossible, but because there are rainforests not far from here. But I wanted to kind of plant in this area and expand out. So what I'm going to do, I was inspired by a visit I had once to the Amaru Educational Centre, Environmental Educational Centre, which is not far from here. And they've got a bush block behind where it's all bush and then some really cleared paths in it. So that's my plan here. What I'm doing now is just working out where I want to do it. We haven't had horses in here for probably, I don't know, I said they can't come in here probably about 10 months ago or something, and so that's helped. It's grown up a bit as well. We've got some weeds, which I'm sure is stuff that's come out of their droppings. But anyway, so there's a track from the horses along there, which would be logical to use that as one track. And then maybe like a nice scenic route around through all of that stuff and through there. So I'm just scouting it out at the moment just to see where I'm going to put the tracks and move some of the sticks out of the way. Look, there's a fern coming up. We've got lots of these bracken ferns. Haven't seen them for a few years either, actually. There used to be heaps of them here and across the road. Nice seeing two of them there. Now the bunya pines, and there's one fig tree that did really well even in the drought. It's just over here. I'll have a look, but here's one of the bunyas. I had this cage around it, and it's going really well. I think I planted 3 and only 2 survived or something, I'm not quite sure. But it's looking really healthy, which is great. The cage is just a marker next to it now. There is one scrub fig in that green little protector thing there, and it's never done really well, but it's still going. When I got that, someone gave it to me. It's pretty sick when I got it, so didn't really have high hopes. So the other thing is the grass seeds are still out, and they are killing. They're all like little needles. So hence why having a nice walking path through here will be good as well. And up here, the bunyas around here somewhere. I've got to put some markers down. This grass here is all native, which is nice. Here's the fig tree that's doing well, and we get lots of wildlife in here. We've got wallabies, heaps of birds, nesting and just living here basically. So this is a Moreton Bay fig, and this one's always done pretty well. And the problem that we have here is this is west out this side, and there's a lot of exposed sunlight in the afternoon. So with a lot of the wattles and the self-seeding things coming through, it's starting to provide a bit of protection. But this guy always did well, even with the direct sunlight. So that's been the success story of that whole period. And I guess the bunyas that survived. Another bunya's down here somewhere. Can't even see our fence line down there now. It would be probably about 50-60 metres from where I am. So the plan is just to work out a nice kind of route, mow it, and then just mow it regularly. And that other bunya, I think it's around here somewhere. This stuff, I don't know what this is, but this is a weed, and I'm sure it's associated with the horse droppings because we never had it. It just depends on what kind of food you give them, and then of course it goes through their system and you end up with some of those weeds. There are other bunyias around here somewhere. But anyway, that's what it's looking like now. I'll end up mowing some of this. I like, mowing a track, and this will just be a really nice spot, I think. Yeah, I think this is down here now. This is great, because this was just all open and bare when we came here, because there'd been cattle grazing on it, and then there was the drought and everything. I always call that the slingshot tree because of the Y-shaped fork there. Don't like all of these weeds. Hopefully they'll just go. Man, look at this native grass. I can't remember what it's called now. It is going so well. Yeah. Well, I think I better have part of my track come through here, just because it's so interesting. In Brisbane at the Oxley Creek Common, you kind of go through winding tracks, and then right at the end it opens out to a lovely big open area. And I thought I could almost do that kind of thing here with the open area we've got down there. So anyway, that's kind of what became of my so-called rainforest paddock. But yeah, no, this is going to be good. I'll just go and get the right on mower now and just do something. Yeah, I think a winding path that's interesting to walk on, because this stuff will just keep growing and thickening up, and more of these wattles are going to self-seed. So yeah, okay, well there you go. So people might be interested to see that. I'll do an after video once I've done the mowing. I worked out how big this is, this paddock once. I don't remember. I think it's under, well, we've got 10 acres. It's like 1.5 acres or something, can't remember. But anyway, there we go.